Oh, I can't believe this. I had this really good speech I wanted to share with you all. But now I forgot the entire thing. If only there's a way to help me remember my speech. Oh, I know. I will use the memory palace. In case you didn't know, a memory palace is a memory technique that helps us remember anything we want. Believe me, before I learned this technique, I had a memory like a goldfish. I frequently forgot to do my homework and struggled with speeches and presentations. One day I saw my dad using the memory palace to remember the entire periodic table. At the time, I was really into Harry Potter, so I asked myself this. Why not use the memory palace to remember all 17 chapters of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone? So I did. The Boy Who Lived, The Vanishing Glass, The Letters from No One, The Keeper of the Keys, Diagon Alley, The Journey from Platform 9 3/4, The Sorting Hat, The Potions Master, The Midnight Duel, Halloween, Quidditch, The Mirror of Erised, Nicholas Flamel, Norbert the Norwegian Ridgeback, The Forbidden Forest, Through the Trapdoor, and The Man with Two Faces. According to Ernest Ebbinghaus's curve, we start forgetting information 24 hours after consuming it, and forget more and more over ensuing weeks, months, and even years without practice. So, what is a memory palace? Thousands of years ago in ancient Rome, there was this guy named Cicero who said in his book, De Oratore, memory is a treasury and guardian of all things. I guess he couldn't remember where his car keys were, and maybe had trouble remembering info for his history exams. So he created the memory palace and introduced it to the world by writing a book called Rhetorica ad Hernium. Inside that book, there's a part on how to use the memory palace for speeches. In fact, I'm using his techniques for this speech right now. What Cicero suggested was to use a place like your home, or your office, or a park that you know very well as your memory palace. For me, I chose my home because that's the place that I know best. I made a map of my home and chose locations to store information where I can remember it and retrieve it whenever I want. Then I walked through my home using these crazy memorable ideas to help me visualize the information I wanted to store. Let's give it a go. The next steps are my adaptation on Aiden Helfand's excellent website, aidenhelfand.com. First, I want you to close your eyes and think about your home. It could be one that you live in now, or one that you lived in before. Imagine 7 locations in your home. Your front door, kitchen, dining room, living room, bathroom, bedroom, and balcony. Then you plan the route. I recommend a logical path that easily leads from one to the next. Okay, now open your eyes. Now let's get the information that we will put into each location that we have chosen. I have prepared a little grocery list for you to remember. Here we go. Waiting at your front door is a huge carton of milk. I mean huge, as tall as you are. And in order to open the door, you need to drink it all first. Next, in your kitchen, is a huge kangaroo rat devouring the largest chunk of cheese with the biggest holes you have ever seen. Moving on to the dining room, the Easter Bunny is chomping on a huge, massive carrot. In the living room, couch potatoes are lounging on the sofa, watching TV. In your bathroom, you almost flush the toilet before you realize that it is full of eggs Even the toilet looks like an egg. You go to your bedroom to sleep before you realize that your blanket is now a huge Dorito. There are even Doritos all over the floors. You decide to get some fresh air on the balcony, but when you open the door, you are flooded with an avalanche of coffee beans. Okay, now let's review. Milk at the front door, cheese in the kitchen, carrots in the dining room, potatoes in the living room, eggs in the bathroom, Doritos in your bedroom, and coffee beans on your balcony. Okay, now I'm going to give you all a few seconds to close your eyes again and try to remember all these groceries you are going to buy. Let's see how you do. Close your eyes now. Okay. Now who can remember the entire list? Please raise your hand. Odie?
Carrots, then there's the potatoes, then there's eggs, and then there's Doritos, and then there's coffee.
That is amazing. You see how well that works? Because studies prove that we can remember images better than words. So if there's one thing that I want to leave you with today, is that you truly do have an amazing memory. If you routinely follow Cicero's way of remembering, the memory palace. Thank you very much.